5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Today I fucked up by peeing too hard.
How do you control that?
It was in a meeting that was supposed to be 2 hours, or like 1 to 2 hours, and it went overtime to 4 hours.
Just fucking get up and go pee.
He's been there for a month. No one else had gotten up. He didn't want to make a bad impression, and he favored his overtime. It's going to end soon, and then it went for another 2 hours. So it finished. He ran to the bathroom, and then realized there are people lining up now. So he was like, "Shit, I should start peeing faster." So he peed really hard, and then lost his balance and fainted.
How hard
See?
do you have to pee to fucking faint? That's like
sounds like a challenge to me.
Fire hose
That's what I'm saying. Like, stories like that are fucking hilarious.
are made up.
No.
No, you
No.
can't pee so hard that you faint.
I don't know.
Can
maybe.
you?
I don't
It
know.
could reduce the blood
It's on
pressure.
Reddit. It has to be true.
Okay, on that note, welcome back to our wonderful shit.
Yay.
Really?
Yes.
You can't just say the name?
Fine, what's our name?
Our wonderful shit, apparently.
Hello and welcome to Potentially Harmful.
Yes, episode 2. Fuck.
For those of you who don't know why they went silent and he's going, the fuck? Because Roska is just staring at him like nobody's business, trying to make him really uncomfortable. But you can't see that, so...
You're not supposed to help them with the visuals.
I am.
On that note, who are you?
Oh, right. I'm the guest today. I am Eagles Rising, as my game tag would say. And I've been invited to join you lovely people to talk about something
Stuff and things.
that's probably potentially harsh. Was it potentially dangerous?
Potentially harmful.
Potentially
harmful to my psyche for being here.
Well, for the fact that you're here means it's not going to damage you. Because we're not going to bring in people who are undamaged.
You have to be soiled in some way.
I went to the potty
So
before
he
I came.
does it say he pooped his pants? Damn it,
Yes.
man.
Sorry, I'm still wearing yesterday's underwear.
Defecation man.
And
Go.
from the peanut gallery we have...
Hey,
Tay.
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 Tay Tay.
Tay Tay. Bon Tay Tay.
okay.
Tay Tay Tay.
How many tays are we adding in now?
I like the
As many
3.
as it takes.
As many as it takes.
That was a bad one. Shouldn't have went there.
We always go
And
there.
fell into the trap.
Okay, so... Who wants to start off with the topics on the board?
The host.
No.
Yeah, the host should do
No,
it.
guests always go first.
I'm your first guest.
No.
How the hell
No.
did you
Chainer
get
was.
that?
Yeah.
Chainer was.
Do we want to hit all these points?
Yeah, we do.
Really? Right today? Stop that.
Hey, you said you want to hit it, so...
Alright, well, if you're making me go first and I have to look at this topic board and pick something, I'm going to pick the only one I can actually read from here. Oh no! Oh no! You know what? I say we start with something that will help no viewers who possibly listen to this,
Okay.
and who I feel that some of the people here, being that I know you could probably use this assistance in
Viewers?
being oblivious. Viewers?
Yes.
Still listeners, viewers, whatever.
Actually,
I
on
picture
SoundCloud,
everything in my head.
They are listed as views.
Yeah, so there you go. Being oblivious to the opposite sex's advances.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I have nothing to chime in for this.
Really? You're
This
never
is
oblivious.
to help you, because you are clearly the most oblivious person to the opposite sex.
Are you joking, or are you
maybe not the
100%
most
serious?
oblivious.
I am 100% serious.
Really?
Yes.
You never, like, get hit on and just don't realize it?
Well, if I don't realize it, how would I know I've been hit on?
I usually
And
realize
the
after.
point!
Yeah, usually the thing is, after, you kind of, like, think about it, and you're like,
No,
I'll-
not everyone does. There are some
really?
people who just don't get hitting on or romantic cues or sexual cues
Yeah,
at all.
I don't know how to differentiate between, like, just normal conversation or if somebody's hitting. Like,
So you
Hence
don't really
rapey.
know.
shut up.
I just feel like they all want me.
Just Just as a disclaimer, Rapey has never actually raped anyone. To the best of our knowledge.
Wink.
I don't know, like,
Can't
I
just
guess-
say wink.
I guess I thought of it more because I feel like I'm hit on often. I don't know if it's because I am female. I guess
Probably.
guys don't really get hit on, which is weird to me, but okay.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so they do.
Generally not as much.
Tay's got it right. The tatas.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That'd
know,
be your
but
focal point.
but the thing is,
that
like,
I start
some
off on.
it's hard to differentiate when somebody is just trying to be, like, nice and having a conversation, or when, like, okay, here's a perfect example. I went to Anime North this year, and I was having a friend of ours got together, like, they got food together, and it was in the back of her car, and we were just eating, and there was a group of guys, like, 2 car rows over, and it's not that it matters, it was a bunch of black guys, but one of them came over, okay, and walked over and started talking to all of us, right, collectively. And this one is not so oblivious, he was a bit more obvious, but not initially. Initially, it looked like he was just coming up and talking to us and just starting up a conversation and being friendly. And then at the end of it, he's just like, really the reason I came over here is because I think your friend over here is really attractive, and he, like, gestured to me. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm flattered. That's, like, really nice that you would say that. And I was just like, but if you're trying to hit on me, I'm already seeing somebody. I already have a boyfriend. I apologize. But I appreciate the compliment. That's very nice of you. And he was just like, okay, cool, well... And then it, like, the conversation sort of trailed off, and then he went on his way. But initially, I just assumed he was coming over to be nice to everybody and just have a conversation. And then it turned into, like, oh man, this chick's really hot. And it's just like... What? Why?
So I have 2 things I really want to say that. Number 1, it is so freaking Canadian that you apologize for someone wanting to hit on you and you being unavailable. It's like, I am sorry that I'm with someone, I know it's really, like, heart-crushing you and I feel bad about it, but I'm Canadian and it's mandatory that I apologize.
That I apologize for you hitting on me, yeah.
But think about it, and this is where, like, I wish we were at, like, some level that we could take call-ins and ask what is. What is anyone's actual purpose of just, you see someone on the street and you go up to them and you just start talking to them? What other purpose, if it's not instantly like, hey man or girl, you dropped your cell phone back there?
Yeah, like for a
or
purpose.
something like that.
If you just randomly do it, then it's kind of like it's implied that it's for something.
Because I don't see what other reason it is. Because you can't... And here's the reality of it. When, like, you hear people on the internet all the time, and they're talking about, like, I feel so offended that when I get hit on in public, and blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And there's appropriate flirting, and there's inappropriate flirting. But when you go... Rapey, all about the inappropriate flirting. But... when you go up to someone, I can't look at you, like, I can't look at you from across the room and be like, whoa, I think she would be a really awesome friend.
Besties!
I can't know that without having a conversation with you.
Yeah, exactly.
So unless there's literally something like, maybe I liked the shirt that you were wearing, or something like that, or I had a girlfriend and wanted to buy that shirt for them, and I want to ask you where you got it, or you dropped your wallet, or I was literally lost and looking for directions, there has to be some sort of physical attraction or something you said or some reason for me to want to come up. And if it's not instantaneous what it's about, like I see you playing Pokemon Go and I'm like, oh, I want to come up and talk to you about Pokemon Go or talk about that shirt or ask if you know where the local coffee shop is or something like that. If it's not instantly there, then it's just, to me, it's black and white. It's obvious you're probably coming up because you have found me attractive or there's something that has sparked a connection with me. And the next couple of words out of your mouth are probably you trying to figure out if you're interested in me. And in the case of a guy, it's probably trying to figure out how I can get your pants.
AKA pickup line.
Well, it's funny because there are 2 different ways that... Well, there are a few different ways, but the 2 main ones that I've personally experienced are somebody trying to come up and talk to you. And then there's people who just outright ask you, like, this one guy at Subway one time. I went in to get a sandwich, okay? And the Subway guy was asking me all these weird questions, like, what I did was obviously not a weird question because I was in my scrubs. So he was like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm a nurse, blah, blah, blah. And so, he starts getting into more weird questions like, do you have any kids? Or like, are you married or do you have a boyfriend? And as soon as you hear those types of questions, you're like, this guy's probably trying to hit on me.
But see, and that's where the interesting line is drawn, though, because when you're talking about people who are in customer service, they're trained to make that connection with you. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe those are some of the more awkward questions you could be asking about how to make that connection.
Very awkward.
But I mean, you look at a waitress, mm-hmm. right? Those are the kind of connections that they're going to make, and you have to be able to tell those apart when someone doing it for a job. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a little bit hard, because I think everyone and whoever walks into a restaurant thinks every waitress in the world is hitting on them because they want your tip and they want to keep you happy. And not that tip. Or maybe that tip. Who knows? You could be just absolutely.
Though, that's not the case at Subway. They really just want you out.
Yeah,
that's why it was a bit weird, right? Because
at, like, a retail store, they want you there.
To buy your thing and go.
Yeah.
They want you just to get the fuck out.
Well, the thing is,
it depends if they were alone.
I picked up. Night. Yeah, he was by himself, but I picked up just his body language alone.
Cookie in the back.
Alright, so maybe that guy was flirting.
Yeah, just the body language alone kind of indicated that this wasn't just him being friendly. It was him finding out if I was single, so that he could ask me out.
Or no, he just knew you came in for a 6-inch.
And I wanted it like a 12.
So that was just unfortunate for him.
He's just like, oh, why? But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I experience it. It's like, there's another thing too that I find weird. Not only like hitting on, I don't find guys get hit on a lot by girls, but also guys don't get compliments from girls or other guys either. Because if a guy compliments another guy, it's like, oh man.
That's a different type of compliment though. Guys will compliment another guy, but it's usually by berating them.
Really?
Yeah.
That is such a macho, masculine pile of shit.
No, it is, but it isn't, because you are showing affection for your friend. You normally wouldn't say that type of thing to just a random, not as well friend. You will only say those to your really good friends. Like the shit I say to you guys.
Yeah, but I think that's different than random. Like, I think guys would compliment guys in public without thinking anything. Now, I don't think it's very frequent.
No.
It's definitely not as frequent as, say, girls complimenting girls in public or whatnot.
Well, girls complimenting is very different. We are very handsy when we compliment, especially if we're close. Like, I've gotten my friends who are really close to me, they're like, oh, nice boobs, and you're just like, whoa, and they like grab them and stuff, right? But for guys, it's just
guy friends don't really do that.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Because that connotation there is that's a big
no-no.
no-no.
Never played sports, clearly. Because my junk grabbed all the time.
I was a prop in rugby. Where do you think that arm goes? Right there. They're snuggled up nice and close.
Roska had an entire high school team that knew exactly how big his dick was.
By feel alone? But yeah, I don't know. I find that whenever I compliment a guy, when I have complimented a guy, they've just been surprised.
They've been taken back by it, yeah.
They're just like, oh wow, thank you.
And usually guys don't know how to take it. It's like, are you being nice to me or are you advancing?
That's what I get a lot too. Is they think that I'm joking, like I'm just joshing them, but. But yeah, I'm always really surprised that guys are surprised by my comments. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, wow, nice shirt. And they're like, oh my god, wow, thank you.
I hate to take the left-wing turn here, but I mean, that's societal programming, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we're conditioned into people for so long that guys hit on girls. If a girl is complimenting you, then that means that they are interested in you. And if a guy is talking to you, it means he's trying to get into your pants. And that's what we're conditioned to think. And that's why it's so hard sometimes to pick up on things, because now we're reaching like this whole other peak where you're trying to be so PC with everything that it's not. Like,
then you can't say anything.
I hate it. If my wife ever divorced me, I think I would be a shock. Oh, thanks. Probably, yeah. When my wife divorces me, because that's the positive spirit that I want to go with.
It's 50-50.
I think it would be like a shock to the dating pool.
Not go that high.
You sure?
Because I'm just not.
Hold the
I will go up to you, and if I think you're attractive, I'm not going to waste time. I'll just be like, hey, I think you're attractive. I'd love to buy you a cup of coffee.
That's ballsy. For some
Well,
reason, I
why?
wouldn't. No.
What's the point of not? What is the point of coming up and secretly hiding the fact that I find you attractive to try and slowly maneuver something out of you to get you to go to a cup of coffee with me, rather than just being like, hey, I think you're attractive. If you don't think I'm attractive, or if you're not interested in any way, or if you're unavailable, then we're not going to go out. It's not like I'm insulting you or anything like that. And some people think that it is, but if you're meeting someone randomly, there has to be an innate physical connection in order for you to want to talk to them. And that's not shallow in any way.
And
Absolutely.
and unfortunately, a lot of women take that as an insult of, well, I'm just trying to dress this way. Or like, I'm not trying to ask for the attention, but you're still going to get it.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
should still take the compliment.
I
It's a
hate
compliment.
that. I hate when girls are like, I just dress like this for myself. And it's like, well, okay, that's
fine.
cool, but you're gonna attract attention.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Or when they jump to conclusions, like if you're wearing a tight dress with some extra cleavage and I come up and say, hey, you're attractive, and you're like, oh, well, I just dressed for that for myself. Well, I didn't say that your dress was hot. I
Whoa.
said that you were attractive. Like, maybe I just thought you had really damn pretty blue eyes. Like,
Yeah,
God.
exactly. They always go straight to that, right? Like, no, I'm doing it for myself, not for you. Well, okay, that's nice to think about, but you have to realize...
what you're doing for yourself is attractive to others.
Exactly. And I think girls just don't really get that. They're just so stuck on, this is for me, not for you. Like, who
But you know what?
cares?
I appreciate it when they do say that, because now I can be like, I'm glad. I'm moving on to the next person.
Yeah. Then you know not to mess with them.
Like,
Filtered.
plus, men are very visual creatures.
Yeah, oh, I know.
No, not even men. People. People are very visual creatures.
No, I know that. Well, because that actually reminds me that there was it was in New York. One of the women walked around with a camera, basically in her cleavage, to see how many people
Actually,
Yeah.
look.
They wanted to see how many men stared at her. They actually found out it was more often than not the women were staring at her
Probably out of jealousy. Or
and
interest.
judging.
Oh, yeah,
because
that too.
they're also seeing what they're wearing, how they're wearing it,
Yeah.
and then comparing it to themselves a lot. of times, too.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Like
Women compare each other all the time.
women's worst enemies are women,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. That's the way
They're so
society
catty.
is.
You know, they say that women compare each other all the time, far more than men
Yes.
actually whip out our dicks and measure them.
Mm-hmm.
That's only like once a month.
It's a habit. It's really habitual.
that's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah,
All right,
that's
so-
tomorrow's episode.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's called wrong cast.
I was gonna say too, in terms of, you know, people hitting on other people, I find that it's very interesting when people think it's weird that a girl hits on a guy. Because, or not so much weird, but it's out of the norm for a girl to, you know, come onto a guy and say, oh, you know, I think you're really attractive, let's go out. That's how I started dating this guy here.
Which for
But-
guys in my position who aren't as socially
Right.
adept, we would welcome that.
Well, not socially inept, but
they don't
we
put
can't
themselves
blame
out
you.
there.
I would have went up and told him he was attractive and we should date too.
exactly.
Probably have.
Now that
But yeah, that's what I mean. That's how I started going out with Tay. Was I just messaged him one day, like we had talked and we got into conversations and stuff, and then one day I just said, "Why don't we go out for dinner and drinks or whatever?" And then he said, "Okay," and that was it. And now we're together, and that's because I had the balls to be like,
there was
Yeah.
there was bunny ear quotation marks around.
Because they're cojones.
yeah, exactly. But I wasn't
I
afraid
like
to
bunnies.
say.
To take
'Cause-
that first step.
Yeah, I always got hit on before, but from my experience, every time I hit on a guy, he treated me like shit.
But
So
again, that's the societal norm for men to go after the women.
yeah, in Japan, I think it's different. I think the women.
I believe it's frowned upon in social settings. You're not allowed to do it out in the open.
Yeah, but
Supposed to
in
do it,
private,
yeah.
then it's okay for women to actually approach men and say, "Can we go out or do whatever, coffee,
Dude,
what have you?"
We must both bend over now.
We must have won.
Listen, none of us are Japanese. We're probably not going to spend much time speculating on another culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, trust me, we know all about them, of course. Yeah.
We're experts.
Being that I have a half Chinese wife, I think I am the closest person to knowing anything about any Asian culture.
I don't know. We watch a lot of
Dating
anime.
practice.
We
Oh
watch
yes,
it.
because anime is the peak pinnacle.
It's a direct representation. of Japanese culture.
It actually pretty much is.
Gravity-defying boobs and everything.
God.
Oh, hot girl! Nosebleed, 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 nosebleed. We got through an actual topic on the list.
Anything else to add on that?
No.
Not really.
I want to give that final layer, just put the bun on it and done, serve it.
Society's fucked. I hate them. God damn it. Why am I dating you?
Because you
'cause
thought
you
it was
asked.
attractive.
You chose this.
That's pretty much it.
It was Tay's responsibility after you told that sweet story about how you met and how you got together to completely fuck it up.
Yeah. That is essentially what it is.
That isn't something that's a societal norm for men, that's just expected. Yeah.
This happens often. I'll tell like this sweet story to my friends about how amazing he is, and then he opens his mouth and I just face palm really
shit
hard.
just pours out.
What? Why? Why did you have to open your mouth and talk?
Just look pretty, okay?
Yeah, it's just you're gorgeous. Just shut up. You don't have to talk.
Yeah, this is the same thing as when my wife tells our story about how we first met. And so I was going around to classrooms and I was delivering some speeches to try and recruit some people to form some clubs and society at the colleges I went to. And she was there, and she came in and she formed it. And my boss at the time was having a birthday party, and I said that she'd come with me. And I was like, oh, you're part of this, you've worked hard, you can get a reward. And everyone was talking about, is it a date, is it not a date? It was a date, and it just wasn't direct about it. But they joked later, because Mom was telling me that when she first came to have a meeting about becoming the president of her school with me, her president of her, program, telling her, wear a low-cut shirt, make sure your cleavage is showing. So you go, and she's always joked about that, so I wore this low-cut shirt, and blah, 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 and I was joked about that, and I'm like, that was the entire reason I asked you out on your date.
She does have an amazing rack, by the way.
I know, she does, she really does. That was literally the first thing I thought when I saw her, when I first met her.
Really?
She has a surprisingly big rack.
For an Asian? Is that why? Is
And
that
in
why?
general.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
not even just an Asian.
Can't wait
but
till
even
my
just
wife
for-
hears this podcast.
Wait,
just
am I
for
the
her
only
size.
one that didn't judge her by breast first?
Yeah, well, you're not a perv, Bob, right?
Trying to
Right, Bob?
No,
Right?
no.
Oh, he's giving me the look. Damn it.
What did you judge her by?
Besides for butt.
There was 24 years of friendship there. He had already phased out, judging my girlfriends by their sexual appearance. It's like programmed, just like I've never judged any of Bob's relationships based on their sexual appearances.
I think
Really?
Other than the Beast.
They were all girls, at least. You don't have to infer that I'm gay to the podcast.
I'm sorry, but all the other sexual relationships in our life are secondary to ours. Even our wives understand that. Mine's just not happy every time I bring it up. I have a lot of great stories. And every time I tell any one of them when my wife's around, I swear, she goes home and she looks in the mirror and says, why did I marry this fucking idiot?
So she's essentially living my future life. Lovely.
Hi. And let me tell you, it's totally worth it.
All
The
right.
idiots are the good ones.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Now we don't know the next topic, Roska.
Yeah, I'm racing
Oh,
the one
God.
we've already covered.
The PTA is disbanded.
Because we would have definitely forgot what we talked about.
Things.
The other one was like relationship pros and cons.
Well, Peanut Gallery gets to pick next.
He's like secondary guest. He doesn't get to pick. That's not fair.
They're still before
You said
us.
guests.
No, I got it. I'm choosing the last one because I know she's done this. Silly stories about dropping your phone on your face.
Why? Am I the only one who's done that? Just to...
No,
Okay.
because it always happens when you're in bed. You're just la 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 la. Oh, I'm
See,
gonna
this is why it
hold a
hasn't
different way.
happened to me,
And
because I don't actually use my phone in bed.
Yeah,
it's because you're a
never.
loser.
It's
Everyone.
because I will occasionally get insomnia and thus don't want
Yeah.
phone association in bed.
Plus, the light is bad for you too. So.
That too.
He won't let me use the cell phone in bed. It makes me sad. That's how I used to fall asleep.
Though, then the other reason why it falls in your face is usually because you're falling asleep and then.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yep.
what I was thinking. Because I think you did
Just
fall
falls
asleep,
in.
and
I've done that. Yeah.
then it woke you up.
I stopped playing. I stopped laying on my back when using my phone in bed because it
But
bounced
even-
off my
okay.
face one too many times.
But here's the thing: I've even hit my face with my phone not laying on my back. That's the thing.
So
Did you
how does
throw
that?
it at
No, because
Damn it.
first, no, what happened?
So how does this happen?
Okay, so I was laying on my stomach,
Yeah.
and I had my pillow.
Wait, what?
This is what we were just berating you
Shut
about.
up, okay? Let me tell my fucking
Even less
story.
sense than
Hold on.
I was laying on my stomach, and I had my chin on my pillow, and the
Yeah.
pillow was a bit high, so it was on an angle. So I'm reading it with like my arm up and over, and my chin is like on this angle, and I'm scrolling and scrolling, and then I fall asleep, and all I feel is the phone slap me in the face, and I just open my eyes, and I'm like, ow! What the fuck?
I'm gonna be honest, not what I was expecting.
Yeah,
I was
no.
expecting opposite sides of the pillow, boob launch.
In
I mean-
either case, I regret every decision that brought me here.
But yeah, that's how I did it, how it happened when I was laying on my stomach. But usually I'm laying on my back
Yeah,
when I look
usually.
at it.
And how did you hit yourself in the face when you're not lying on your back?
Summer, finding cell phone service, and I had it above my head. So I just slipped it out, came down, and I actually busted my entire lip open and was bleeding.
Yeah,
off of it.
I bruised my lip
Smooth.
one time, and I had my board exam the next day. So I was laying in bed just on my phone.
She was in the hotel at this point.
Yeah, and I texted him after it happened. No, did I call you? I called you, I think. But anyway, so I was texting, and I just dropped right on my face. And I woke up the next morning, and there was a huge bruise on my lip and a little bit on my eye. And I was devastated because I know my face. So pretty.
The phone is nothing until you drop the tablet on your face, by the way. Just
I've
throwing
never
that out
done.
there.
Oh,
Griffin
really?
did that.
That I've never done.
On his face or your face?
Oh.
His own.
Oh.
That's so.
That's just funny then.
Oh.
When he goes to bed, he always wants to watch like Bubble Guppies or some sort of kid show. And I had my tablet set up so I could use my phone, and I was sitting next to him. And all of a sudden, I see the poor little guy fall asleep, and I just see the tablet go and land on his face. Doesn't even wake up. His tablet just full on smacks him in the face. Just out. Now, I don't know if he just stayed out because the tablet smacked him in the face. I chose not to ask those questions.
You should as a
Point
father.
was, he was sleeping soundly.
Yes.
Maybe a little too soundly.
Woke up fine the next day.
No. He's a child. There's never too soundly.
Yeah.
No, there is. When you can't hear them, that's like shit. Either
Something's
they're dead or
going
where the
on.
hell are they?
No.
Yeah.
When they're sleeping, it's okay. It's when they're awake and you can't hear them.
No, that's a blessing.
Now.
No.
I remember us as children. Now that's a blessing.
See, from everything my mom has told me about me as a child, is you don't want to. If the child's awake, you want to hear them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was an escape artist. She kept having to raise the lock, like the chain lock on the door, until the point where it could no longer be raised anymore because I kept getting out of the house. I would climb the door to unlock the door.
This is why I don't want to have children with this man. There's no way.
Well, you also look at the size of them, though, too.
Well, yeah, I'd be like
One point
full
when
on
I was
watermelon, like just.
a toddler, I managed to somehow get out of my backyard with my dog. I don't know why.
That's impressive.
Middle of winter, and get stuck in a snowbank for an hour.
I'm just imagining him like just riding the dog.
Well, no, my
I
thought.
almost did
He
that.
used a key staff, so it's like a sled dog, so I probably could have.
Well, my thought, because it's winter, just threw him over so he landed in the snowbank.
No. The thing is, the backyard of my mom's house, to get to the gate, you have to go up a set of stairs, and it's a 6-foot fence right at the top of the stairs. Like, it's literally the last step.
Yeah.
And then 6-foot fence. I don't know how I reached the doorknob. It's a doorknob!
I like how you can't remember how you made it out there, but you made it out there.
I was a toddler.
I know, it's
Like-
just funny.
I was as old as your kid. Yeah. So My mom was in her office in the house, which looks out into the backyard. Dog was out there, and what I was doing is I was walking around. I'd go from one side of the house, walk in front of that window she was at, which is like, it's a sliding door into the backyard, because it's a walkout basement. Walk around, walk in front, walk in front, walk in front, walk in front. And then she realized that she hadn't seen me walk in front in about 3 minutes. And she's like, fuck. I hate this kid.
Tell him about the grocery store. I love that story. That's my favorite one.
So we went to a grocery store, and my mom was like, where did Tay go? And then suddenly, every single cash register in the store shuts down. Because I somehow did that. I went up to the master computer or something and just fucked with it and shut down every single cash register in the store.
Nice.
Don't ask me how!
I'm never having children.
Yeah, because usually that computer's behind a locked door.
Tate's childhood. Hashtag don't ask me how. It's like a wicked sitcom.
So,
Be like the next version of Everyone Hates Chris. Don't ask me how.
broken leg. We're at the hospital. I'm in the wheelchair, wheeling around. My mom's there, like, wait, we're getting to do a checkup on it or some shit. And wheeling around, and my mom's like, wait, I haven't seen Tay in a couple minutes. And then she just hears the cardiac arrest alarm.
Oh god.
Like code blue. And she's like,
He's
I know that's him. She looks around for the nearest door. And runs in. She sees me in front of the cardiac arrest button. She's like, fuck. And she's like, I hope this works. And pushes the button to stop it. Which it did. But yeah, she knew as soon as she heard it that I had done this.
Not somebody was actually needing it, is that you fucked up.
Yeah.
God.
I was like 7.
You little shit. God damn.
Fire alarms in IKEA.
What do you mean
yeah.
was?
Sorry, fire alarm doors in IKEA. You would not believe how quickly people spread away from you when you do that.
Yep. I do not want to be associated with them.
Yeah. And then my mom's left with
Including your mom.
No, she's like,
Not my child. Not
She
my child.
completely leaves the store.
I saw Griffin do it, I'd be like, I'd saunter off in the other direction. Fucking kid.
It's not my kid.
Every time it looks like we're about to need a topic, Roska pulls the topic board away from everyone and just starts like erasing shit.
I didn't know if he had a story, because we kind of ended at you.
About.
Of dropping the phone on your face, I just normally just, damn
Okay.
it. I'm just a clumsy motherfucker, so.
Have you ever gotten injured from it?
No, I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
that much of a fuck up.
Boring.
Shut.
Thanks. Let me know when you need advice next time a girl is trying to hit on you.
He won't know.
I'll be
What's
good,
the advice gonna do?
because it won't happen.
that you know of.
I never understand this. Another friend of mine says the same thing, and he says he never gets hit on. But he's not a bad-looking guy.
It also helps when you don't go out.
I also know 4 people who've hit on him, and he doesn't know, so that's fine.
Yeah, because you're not a bad-looking guy.
It's
You're not a
opinion.
good-looking guy. But you're not a bad guy.
Yeah.
No, I just mean that... fuck you.
He's gonna be staring at me the entire show now. He's completely thrown for a loop, just trying to figure out, like, when was I hit on? When was I hit on? When was I hit
By
on? Why
your
didn't
friends?
you tell
And then
me?
you're gonna tell him it was in kindergarten.
I didn't know him that long ago.
Oh.
It was in grade 2.
Not that long. You're still in Roska range here.
I legitimately don't know how long.
So wait,
College.
girls...
College.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say. So, like, girls you knew actually hit on him, and he didn't realize
Yep.
it. Right over his head.
Right over his head.
Huh. How did they do it, though?
Obviously.
Jesus Christ, Reaper. I can't help you now.
And to be fair, the only reason that I never brought it up...
You slept with one, I'm assuming.
Well, that one you obviously figured out because you slept with her later.
No, well, not her. I was thinking...
Oh yeah, there was one that I slept with, and that was like a one-time thing, and then she
Yeah.
was hitting on you, and I didn't give a crap because
I
that was literally just like a...
Well, yeah. Yeah,
I heard you have a really, really interesting reputation. Just a little one, yeah.
So I know
until I
one-
met my wife, I was more than a little bit of a man whore.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
You dated a friend of mine for one date. And you played guitar for her.
And when you came to the birthday
I did that a lot. That does not.
No.
handle
Oh,
it.
really?
When you came to the birthday dinner,
She was
She was
there.
across from you.
Oh, yeah, I knew we were talking about that.
Yeah. And she told
But
I
me.
made her dinner, too.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I cooked
Why
dinner.
did she not wife you, man? I don't understand.
Would you?
I actually do. She was one that was always interested in me, because I didn't even try and get in her pants that night. Like, at
That's
all.
probably why she liked you.
Period.
Yeah.
I played her guitar, I made her dinner, I was really sweet, we had a good connection, she even took leftovers home with her.
Huh.
Still with my Tupperware bag.
I was gonna say.
And then it was like, I think that since then, that might have been the next time I saw her.
So she just didn't get back to you.
Yeah.
And you didn't get back to her.
No, I got back to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
She probably threw the leftovers out on the way out.
Whatever.
First garbage bin. It's not gonna get fucking Tupperware back.
She's an interesting character. She really is. I love her to death. But she had a stint where she would sleep with a lot of people.
But
Man, what?
She did. And it was around that. No, and it was around that time too.
Here I was trying to be a nice guy that night, and I was
Maybe
like, you know
that's-
what? This girl is all wholesome and nice, and maybe I'll try and do this the right way for once.
I'm trying
and
to-
I could have just pounded her instead.
Yeah, you probably would have been able to. I'm 100%
Well, it wasn't.
serious.
I'm like a 97% success rate when I put my mind to it. So,
Yeah.
especially when they come home, you play guitar for them and make them a homemade dinner. You don't. There's no.
and
You're
you still
done.
fucked up.
I don't know.
That was trying to be the nice guy. All right, to be fair, I did send her home on a bus.
Did you actually?
I didn't drive.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
She had a bus pass.
She didn't. She still doesn't drive.
Yeah, neither of us drove. She had a bus
Yeah.
pass.
Whatever. Yeah, I
It's
just thought it was,
2000s.
I just thought it was funny because I was like, "Wow, you dated him?" Well, not even dated.
Once.
Like you went on a date with him. Thought it was funny.
Yeah, because I remember showing up for that birthday dinner, and I was staring at her for a good, like a creep.
She
Like,
knew
really
immediately.
Creep stare. I was staring at her for like a good 5-10 minutes.
And
I'm
then
like,
you
is
whispered
that her?
I went on a date with her.
Nope, turned to Tay, and I'm like, I definitely went on a date with that girl once.
She knew immediately. She did the same thing to me. She whispered to me, and she's like, "I went on a date with him." I'm like, "Cool. How
And then
was
we
it?"
sat right across
By
the table from
accident.
each other by accident for the entire dinner. With my wife.
Yep.
Good times. Good times.
Did your wife at any point know?
Nope.
Did she find out later?
No, she's asked me to stop telling her when I've dated or slept with someone.
Yeah.
Because it happens too frequently.
And here's the funny thing.
Everywhere.
She has the same issue with her current boyfriend because she'll be at like the mall and she'll say, "Oh, I slept with that guy. Oh, I slept with that guy too. That's so weird." So finally, he just said, "Don't tell me because I don't want to know."
There's a topic that we can run it right into. Something about in the relationships. We can run that into relationships.
Pros and cons. Yeah.
Right there.
So a con is
if
having
your
slept.
significant other has slept with a lot of people,
Yeah.
pro or con. But it is the relationship pros and cons. Your significant other has slept with a lot of people,
Yeah.
pro or con.
Both.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I think it depends on how much is a lot. Like you'd have to.
That all depends on your personal number. It's
Exactly.
Like, what do you consider a lot?
I think that if they have slept with a lot of people, it's good for you because they have more experience, right? In terms
Hopefully.
of hopefully.
Now, if they've slept with a lot of people and then you get in bed with them and they still suck,
That's
you've got
sad.
either one of two things going on. Either they lied,
Yeah.
or maybe it's just you.
Or
No, there's
But
a
the
there's a
thing-
third one. It does.
prostitutes.
They still have experience though, but typically it's also your really hot chick because they don't need to try because they're hot.
Yeah, because
Or
they
they're
get
just a
everything
girl.
done to them. Hey,
I can't use names.
hey.
Rapey and I both slept with the same one, and that's who he's referring to.
Oh, I'm not even referring to that one.
Oh,
I'm referring to two other ones of our friends.
Oh. Poop stain.
That's how I know her.
hey. So when I left my one girlfriend,
I remember. I know. the
and
story.
she moved in with Poops.
That's her nickname now.
And your birthday party was
Was at Poopstain's house
after you broke up with
after I broke up with my ex-fiance, wasn't even with fiance,
Who is then
Jeez.
living at
who was living there, which was the same night of the broken thumb incident.
Yep.
And everything has come full circle.
As it does.
All right, so a pro of it is that your partner should have lots of sexual experience, and that
Quality should be higher.
quality should be higher, or at least they have maybe experienced a wide enough variety of things that it's easier to coach them into what it is that you like, or they're already under, like, if you tell them what they like, they will understand what it is that you're talking about right away.
I was going to say, but the flip side to that is you could be with a handful of people, but say you have long-term relationships with this handful of people, right? And you learn you can still learn a lot of things with just that small amount of people with how long you've been with them. Does that make sense?
You can. You're absolutely right, because you're just comparing the amount of sexual encounters, right?
Okay, yeah.
So now we're flipping it from, if you're just talking about sexual encounters in general.
Mm-hmm.
Here, what I would say about the difference between someone who's been sexually with a lot of various different people compared to one person is, while you may have experienced a lot of things with one person, you can also get into a comfort zone and be, this is your routine, this is the same thing, this is what this person likes, and that's how you are. You move on to the next relationship, and that is something you have to get ingrained out of your head.
Yeah.
When there's someone who has encountered a wide variety of different sexual experiences,
Adaptable.
they're just in there, they're adaptable,
Yeah.
they probably, more than likely, unless the reason they had so many sexual experiences is because they were just that bad. Which
it is possible.
Also valid too.
Yep.
But they can adopt it.
That's true. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Or
Get mine now. I like your sexual experience. You like cradling it?
Buy a
This-
diaper.
This was the good sexual experience. I'm gonna keep you.
Mine
The con about it, though, is when you go out in public and every day they're like, hey, that I know that person. Or when you're out in public and you get random hugs from people whose names you don't remember, and your wife is like, who was that? And you're like, do you really want to know the answer to that question?
Because so do I.
As a matter of fact,
I don't know.
I think and I encourage you to go ask them and then let me know.
Go find out. Shoo.
But it is, and so, like, anyone who's had a lot of sexual encounters, maybe, the one thing they have to be conscious of is they can't really be bringing that up around their partner, because it's going to make their partner feel very uncomfortable.
Really
now, it might
uncomfortable.
not. That's still part of the past and part of the person who you are, but you probably still shouldn't be like, yeah, I remember behind the bleachers in high school with her.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. I'm the type of person who wouldn't bring that up, even if I did recognize somebody, because my thought is my partner probably wouldn't want to hear that. Because if I think about it, I wouldn't really
Time
want
and place.
to. Yeah.
It's fine when it's not right at the, it's like, oh, that person, like, no, you bring it up later type of thing. You don't use a name. It's just, it sort of pops into conversation or something, but you don't add specifics to it.
Yeah.
That's, for me,
Yeah,
that was the
she
key.
used to do
It was
that.
specific.
Yeah, remember that thing we did last night that you really liked? Learned it from her.
Yeah.
You should go shake her hand. She is responsible for 3 of your orgasms.
At least. Minimum.
Oh, they were the only 3 that you've ever had with me. Period. All her work.
That would be very sad. That'd be a sad, lonely existence.
So what are other relationship pros and cons? That was very wide. It's a very wide topic.
That's why I liked it, though, is because you can kind of pick and choose what you want to talk about in terms of relationship pros and cons. Like, what's a good thing about being in a relationship? What's a bad thing about being in a relationship? If there is any.
There's lots of bad things and good things about being in a
exactly.
relationship. You've been in a long-term relationship.
How
Ish.
long?
We were together.
Too long.
Yes, but we were together for a year and 3 months. We lived together for almost 2 years.
2 years too long.
Yeah.
2.5 too long. I'm over rounding this one.
I'm not good to ask for a relationship. I'm good to give advice on the outside. I can't really go off my experiences because I don't have them.
what do? You have a glaringly perfect experience about every single thing that is wrong about a relationship. All of them.
Which might even bleed to relationships. When is it time to call it quits?
Here, I can even start with that one. Relationships. When is it time to call it quits? When every single one of your friends tells you to call it quits.
And I've been there.
I know
I've
there are
been there.
points where you look past your friends and you say, blah, 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 blah. But when every single person is like, end this? Heck, my parents called Roska's parents when Rapey and I were living in his basement to go to school, and they started dating to literally tell them not to let this girl in the house anymore. And she wasn't allowed anymore after that.
Jeez.
That's when you call it quits. Another good example, when your girlfriend's nickname from all of your friends is literally the Beast. Or when you go to a wedding with your best friend, you bring your girlfriend, he brings his girlfriend, and they have the little bells that you can ring them, and then you kiss your partner, and your girlfriend tries to kiss your best friend every single time the bell rings.
No. I win with that bell. Your cousin's boyfriend tried to kiss me.
That is true. That is true. Or when you wake up, when you go to sleep that night, you wake up, you roll over, you see your girlfriend laying next to you, and you literally jump and are startled because you are so terrified at what you saw in front of you that you get up and sleep somewhere else. That is when it's time to call
It's
it
true, by the way.
quits.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she look ugly when...
The story is about him.
This one is Roska.
Yeah. He literally woke up and, oh god!
Oh my
You
goodness.
know, you wake up like
And you're
Yes!
startled.
yeah, I did that, and I got off the floor and slept on the couch.
Oh my
The
god.
couch that we were specifically told none of us were to sleep on.
Well, I mean, those are special circumstances. Let's be honest.
Literally, this girl, the Beast, tried to get it on with me and with Chainer all the time. All the time. We're Roska's best friends.
And
That
this is the
when
girl
it's time.
Rosca was seeing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is when it's time to call it quits.
I held on to that first relationship just a margin bit too long.
How long was it?
3 years?
3 years.
3 years?
Okay.
By a margin, do you mean 3 years too long?
When your man
Oh,
whore of
no,
a best
all-
friend says no.
No, please, thank you.
Not out of respect.
And nothing to do with respect for your best friend on that one. That's just a straight up, no thank you, I don't care how much I've had to drink. No.
Completely unrelated. But you know how you pretend to close the door on people? She's still the only one I successfully smashed with a door.
Holy shit. There are people like this in the world?
Yeah.
Good for
I
the
once
Lord.
dated a girl that was hated by my friend group so much, I think it was just before you came around.
Mm-hmm.
When we
Is this what
broke
I
up,
think it is?
they threw a party. And the worst part is I've never had troubles breaking up with a girl before. I thought when we broke up originally that I had so much troubles because I really cared deeply about her or something like that. And I'm realizing now that it wasn't to do with that I think I was literally just scared of her. Because we were living together at the time.
This is
I
what I
straight
think.
up told her I was gay. And I lived in a house with her for 6 months after that, pretending that I was full-on gay.
That is amazing. That is so amazing.
Is that why you wanted Pitts to sleep over that?
Yeah, exactly why.
And then
This
you
is
left
my
her an angry
gentleman.
voicemail?
Did he actually? Wow. Listen, girl. Y'all best not be hitting on my man.
It was I needed to explore my sexuality, which, I mean, I was a college student. I did have some curious thoughts, but...
Is that how you broke up with her?
Yeah, literally. We broke up because I said I needed to explore my sexuality.
Did she actually believe that?
We lived together for 6 months in separate rooms.
Wow.
You took the smaller room.
Yep.
That is amazing. You must have been really convincing.
It's not hard. Look at him.
He's a drama student.
I was a drama student, to be fair, and about 90% of people who meet me for the first time think that I'm gay.
Huh. Interesting. I wouldn't think that, but okay.
You've never seen me answer a phone.
Hello!
No, it's the business.
My business voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. The female business voice that he switches to.
Hello.
Actually, mine goes an octave higher, too.
Hello, this is Eagles. How are you doing today?
He's not. He's not faking this.
Yeah, no, it's...
Yep, no problem. I could absolutely do that for you. Just let me get my computer and check my calendar.
Like, we were literally eating before we came here.
Yeah.
He had a phone call, and Roska and I looked at each other at the same moment. We're like, wow.
Yeah.
We looked at each other and went, oh, it's the fucking phone voice.
Yeah. Mine goes an octave higher,
It's my
too.
sales voice.
Yeah, because you're trying to be friendly, so you go an octave higher. And
I believe it's also been scientifically proven that the slightly higher pitches and tones are received better.
Yeah.
And they're not as threatening type thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's with me too, because I make a lot of phone calls calling.
I don't know what my voice does.
Yours goes really like gentle. It's very weird to listen
Hello.
to.
This is Ted. I'm coming to kill you.
No, he just answers very like how do I describe it? Just very politely and very
Soothingly?
yeah.
You want to know what, though? And that doesn't surprise me because you, and I don't know if it's just it comes across the mic like that, you have a very, very soothing video game voice. And most people,
Yeah.
when they're on playing video games, they're like angry motherfucking 12-year-old asshole bitches. You are like serenity. I have not played Overwatch with you and got angry. Once. And when I'm not playing with you, I'm like, I want to throw my controller through the damn screen, fuck this game and everyone else who's around it. Take him, son.
Watch for the
Just
tire.
play.
Tire's coming. Tire's dead. Got the tire.
Oh,
Kill
tired,
Mercy.
yeah.
Lucio's coming. Watch out. Reaper's got his ult.
Yeah, he's very his voice is very soothing. Even when he's
You
comforting.
should definitely do, like, phone sex line on your spare time.
I haven't been recommended for that, but I have been recommended for, like, radio announcers.
Yeah.
My 67-year-old aunt is a phone sex operator.
Does she smoke?
Yeah.
Is she actually?
Yeah.
You're not joking.
I'm not.
Oh wow.
You cannot make that stuff up.
Huh. Interesting. I never would have thought.
Me neither.
I never would have thought I'd know somebody who actually knows somebody in their
Who
family
is a
even,
phone sex operator,
who
right?
actually does that. I didn't know that those actually still existed.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
because
business.
Have you not ever seen, like, Quest Late Night? I mean, let's be honest, it's not a date chat line. It's a phone sex operator.
Lava Life, I believe, as well.
I don't watch TV anymore.
Not a lot of people do.
Ever.
We don't
never
have
watch
cable.
TV. Yeah, we don't have
Neither
anything.
do I.
You don't
Oh,
have
yes, I do.
Americans
I
do, though.
remember it.
I don't know why I just lied about that. I
Yeah.
definitely have cable. Because I complain about how much I pay for cable every day.
Actually, the one main chick, Kate from Lost, that's where she started.
Oh, yeah?
She started in one of those commercials for like either
I thought you were
Lava
going to say
Life or
she
Quest.
started as a phone sex line
That's what I
operator.
thought.
Technically, she did a commercial
Probably, yeah.
for it.
That's a bit different.
You could do a commercial for something without actually doing it. I could do a prostitution commercial without actually being a prostitute.
Yes, because
I
they
had a
have
conversation with
commercials for
prostitutes,
that.
Lovely.
Ew.
That's where you got the sparkle.
I'm curious,
So-
how did you... Okay, unless the
Hold on,
conversation was
this-
her propositioning you...
This statement
How do
is
you know
not
it was a
going to
prostitute?
become any better. She was a client.
Yeah, he wasn't the client, she was.
So wait, even prostitutes pay you? Damn!
Yay, mental health.
It's the biceps.
It was severe.
Flashes.
It was one of our
You have
clients.
another fucking sparkle. I'm
Or,
not even
or is it
joking.
still the first one?
No.
Maybe
I
they
thought
just
it
come
was
out of him.
Maybe.
Just
A sweat
vampire.
sparkles.
out of his pores.
Yeah, it was just a client for on our mental health team. I walked up there and someone brought me into the room and she was like, before you bring gentlemen in the room, I need to clean the blood off myself. And both of us looked at each other and was like, why is there blood on you? Where did it come from?
Oh,
Is it your blood?
Don't ask these questions.
We have to.
I guess.
We didn't figure it out.
Just ignore the situation.
Harsh reality about mental health.
Oh, you know, some of the stories are comical and ridiculous. We had another one where we had a client who we thought was pregnant. Someone goes over to where she lives and sees two guys walk out. Don't worry about the pregnancy. We took care of it and left. Didn't explain. Nothing. Just we took care of it. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Words that never inspire confidence. We took care of it.
From people you've never seen before.
And while they were doing that, there was two people sitting in the waiting area in the hall who wrote politically incorrect that thought this would be the perfect segue to you making the most inappropriate comment ever to a pregnant lady. In the game of politically incorrect, where you literally made my wife
her
quit playing.
Yeah. The question was,
Oh my
what is
God.
that smell?
No. Why is blank sticky?
Why am I all sticky?
The placenta?
No, because in politically incorrect, it's very similar to Cards Against Humanity. However, you pick a person and it focuses on them. So we focused it on his wife. So it's like, why is she all sticky? He came back with the answer of all that period blood.
No, that wasn't the one that made her quit. It was the dead fetus one.
No,
it was all that
you
blood.
didn't play that one.
It was all the period blood.
Right.
It was period blood that made it.
And it was basically the same reaction you had. She was just done, got up, walked away.
Yeah.
I was positive she was not going to allow Roska back in our house.
Was he living with you at the time?
No.
Because that would have been even funnier.
She just said, get out.
But again, that shouldn't really be a taboo subject again. It's natural bodily function.
Yeah,
It
I don't
happens.
really care about it. Like, it's whatever.
There's a difference between having a natural conversation about a girl's period and saying, why is she all sticky because she's covered in goddamn period blood?
How did she get that way?
Those
Is
are
it all
two
hers?
completely different things.
And then the subject.
And then, of course, rapey takes it to the next level.
but two different things to start with, and then take into account that she's pregnant.
Yep.
Now
She doesn't have a period.
there you go.
So then she would have taken it as a miscarriage. Most likely, yeah.
And it clicks.
Wow.
And she basically rage quit.
Yeah. That's pretty harsh.
All right, let's get to rapey's topic, since it's like the first one you was like, is this topic too heavy?
Well,
Can we talk
we're
about
already
this?
an hour and 12 minutes
I
in.
don't care.
I'm just saying, you do whatever you do. Like,
Yeah, well.
because we can save the topics or we can use them next time. We can do it now.
Yeah, we can.
I hate you so much. You're
Don't
worse
keep,
than
Don't
Tay.
keep leading me on like that, then.
You know, you'd think that Tay being there would, like, somewhat curb
Deter
it.
me?
No.
No.
Deter? Since
Yeah.
he's, like, literally
See, the
the
vapors.
one person in our friend group who's bigger than you.
Now you're all hot and bothered.
I know. It's terrible. Excuse me. I need to take my pants off.
And go poop. Well,
Oh, I already did that earlier before we started.
Yep.
I know.
No,
okay,
great
and-
bathroom.
And then also occasionally I'll be in there so long that my legs start falling asleep.
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's really awkward because I have to go up a set of stairs to get
Yeah.
away from the bathroom.
That
Which
has never
reminds
happened to me.
I'm thinking of getting a little squatty potty thing.
We were literally talking about that in bed the
I've
other
been using
day.
a footstool.
Hold on.
You guys talk-
That's some great pillow talk.
We're both nurses. What do you expect?
to leave work at home, there are certain things to should leave work where
You gotta leave that work at home, yo. Bring that
there
homework
are
to
certain
work.
things that don't mix. And there's certain things we shouldn't talk about, and one of them are your brown shower fantasies.
Really?
So our concept of what is appropriate to talk about at a certain time
It's very skewed.
is shot.
Yeah, we're bad at that.
We'll literally talk about explosive diarrhea while eating.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
something we
Yeah,
do.
yeah, it's-
Doesn't bother
Or
me.
like, one of my neighbors recently had to go to hospital because he had necrotic tissue on his foot.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we were eating when this happened. When I'm like, "You want to see it?" He sent me a picture. Do you want to see? Yeah. Show the picture. You can see the bone through his foot from the operation.
It's so
Nice.
cool. It was awesome.
On both
I was just like,
sides.
Nice.
It's
I'm the same way. Like you know the pimple popping videos.
yeah.
I've been eating like a lot of people.
They
Like,
don't they don't bother me that bad.
They don't bother me at all.
Nah.
I'm just
It
like,
depends.
Interesting.